She is the CEO of the Potter team. She is in the top 20 of 2,600 agents at West USA Realty. She's built her entire business by providing the very best in customer service and a phenomenal philosophy in how to deal with her sphere of influence and gaining referrals from them. Today we're going to have a hamburger with Isabel Potter on today's episode of Cheeseburgers with Mike Weinstein.
This is Isabel.
Hey Isabel, Mike here. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Good. Hey, I heard that your first job was working at a Sonic, so I thought we would go get a Sonic burger today. What do you think?
That would be great, yeah.
All right, I will pick you up in a few minutes. All right, we are riding along with Isabel Potter. Isabel, thanks for coming in the big truck, and we're going to go get a burger.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
All right, so you selected Sonic partially because you used to work at Sonic. You told me that Sonic was your very first job.
Yes, it was. I was a car hop, 15 and a half years old, and I was one of the car hops that was on rollerblades. Not roller skates, but rollerblades.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how you age yourself. You either remember it by roller skates, you're really old. Right. Rollerblades, you're our age, and then if you're just in sneakers, then they're the younger generation.
Right. Yes.
As far as West USA goes, we're about 2,600 agents. I don't know whether you realize this or not, but you're in the top 20.
Yeah, I saw that last month. I was number 16.
So, with Sonic, what are some of the lessons that you think that you've taken from your days at Sonic to being a top 20 agent?
You know, it's funny you ask because my manager at Sonic was amazing. She was the owner and manager, and one of the things that she just pounded into our heads was customer service. You always take care of the customer. It's not about you, it's about them. So when they come, you treat them the way they expect to be treated, and it was a really good learning lesson for me. And have fun. I love what I do, and even when I was a car hop at Sonic, I had a lot of fun. It was a great job.
Now, as agents, we always talk about and we always hear about the importance of customer service, but what I've learned in real estate that every agent has their own definition of what customer service is.
So I was actually out showing houses yesterday to a couple, and they were telling me about an open house that they went to, and it's so frustrating for me to hear stories like this, but something they said was it was a realtor they met. It was her listing, and they were asking questions about the homeowners association. They were asking questions about taxes and what the community includes and all of that stuff, and she didn't have the answers to pretty simple questions. So to me, customer service as a realtor is knowing your neighborhood, knowing your area, knowing the homes, knowing just having that knowledge, knowing the schools, because without that, what is that? It doesn't set you apart from anybody. Who's going to hire you if they don't know that they can trust you have the knowledge to really help them? Then
when they become a client, how do you ensure that you're giving quality customer service?
I ask a lot of questions. Not everybody has the same interests or expectations, or you really need to figure out quickly what people want, and then you cater to their needs. Not everybody's needs are the same, not everybody's goals are the same.
Okay, and then after they become clients, you've closed on them, and now they become past clients. Where do you take customer service from there?
So that's a great question, because in my closing, when I'm with my clients and doing the key release and all of that stuff, I always tell them, hey, you guys, if you ever need anything, I know we have a home warranty, but beyond that, before you go and try to research a trade, a plumber, an electrician, a pool guy, or anything, give me a call, because I have a lot of people that I've worked with, I've done business with, and I can give you referrals. So always come to me before you try to go out on your own. And I want to be that person that, they know they can trust to get referrals from.
What do you do as far as closing gifts?
It depends. So I really try to make it unique to the client. So I closed on a home. I was representing the buyer. She's a single mom. She has a daughter. And the home was formerly a rental. It was a rental for about 7 years. So it was
a mess.
It was
dirty, a little dirty.
It was actually, she was going to replace the carpet, but what I felt was most important to her and what she kept saying was, is it a safe neighborhood? Is it a safe, area? And so I thought that it would be a really cool gift to get her one of the combination keypads.
Oh, we just got one. They're amazing.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
So she was so appreciative. She was really excited. I didn't tell her about it. And so I hired a handyman to go over the day of closing and install them. And she said, I slept so easy that night. I was so happy, and I said,
now we're at Sonic, so you're like not a burger lover. So this is kind of interesting. So how do you eat your burger?
Well, so I do eat burgers on occasion.
All right, so you're cool.
I'm cool. I can handle a burger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I heard that you like wrap it in lettuce though. Because this is a ongoing debate. If you wrap a burger in lettuce, it's not a burger. It's a lettuce wrap. You might as well go to P.F. Chang's and get lettuce wraps.
I would like a junior burger with a small onion ring.
Junior burger? All right. Wrapped in kale? Talk a lot about working your sphere of influence, or SOI. You refer to them as your influencers. Tell us a little bit about your philosophy on that and how that has really helped catapult your business.
Well, so you have your sphere of influence, but there are a few people that are really like mega influencers. Mm-hmm. So those are the ones that send you multiple referrals a year, and those people you definitely have to take care of differently than just, sending them a thank you card in the mail or, a Starbucks $10 gift card. You really have to gush over them and really show them some appreciation. Because
I wish my family would gush over me. I'm not sure what that term means, but I would like some gushing.
Like one of my friends, she was a client. That's how I met her, and she's a good friend now. But I take her to the spa, and we do a girls' spa day. And,
wow.
But she gave me...
Because that's not cheap either.
We spent like $600 at the spa, but I had 2 closings simultaneous from her.
Yeah, it always boggled my mind because, if somebody gives an agent a referral, we know it's ingrained that we take care of the buyer.
Absolutely.
Or the seller with a housewarming present and so forth. Mm-hmm. But then yet it's like we pay little attention. It is that token Starbucks gift card. If you have someone who has already proven mm-hmm. their willingness, capability to refer you business, I think that's where I'd be double downing because I like the fact you did the spa day. I would be taking that person out, that couple out to a Ruth Chris dinner. I mean, I would, because they're making you money and you want to encourage the behavior.
Absolutely, you absolutely do. The other thing that I do is I keep my influencers informed during the transaction. As things progress. Because they are excited. They want to know that their friend or family member is being taken care of. And so every success, I update the client first and then the influencer second.
You don't believe in cutting corners. What does that mean to you? And what are some examples of where you don't cut corners? Because especially when some of us get busy, sometimes we get lazy. And we tend to cut corners.
Well, so not cutting corners for me started very early when I got into resale, and I realized I'm not a photographer. I don't know how to do videos. You know, I mean, I don't have the equipment to really showcase homes the way they should be showcased. And so whether it's a $150,000 condo that I'm listing or a $750,000 custom home, they all get professional photography. To really represent my client in the best ability, I need to be paying people for what they do best and what I don't do.
There's a budget to it. There are some funds necessary, some things that are required to make that listing pop. And for some of us, we're like, well, we haven't closed. I don't want to take the risk. What if this doesn't close and I've invested $150, $200 into photography and so forth?
Well, so what I would say to that is, you know, I actually had a listing at the beginning of the year. I paid for photography. You know, I spent a lot of time updating all of the facts on all of the different websites and doing open house. And they ended up taking the house off the market. But during the second open house that I did there, I got clients. I ended up listing their home and I represented them on a purchase. And so you know what? That couple that ended up taking their house off the market, even though I spent money on their listing and the brochures and photos and all of that stuff, it worked out because I got other clients from it. And I actually just recently relisted their home. They added a pool. So
yeah, and also it's really hard on this video to go into your listing videos where you hire a professional to not only do the drone work, the flyover and stuff, and then of course you got the still pictures of the house, and then you put them together with some voiceover and some music, and they're really, it's hard to share exactly how phenomenal they are on this video here, but they're fantastic. The quality is some of the better that I have seen, but we sometimes go into thinking, okay, well, is this generating leads for me? And they're not necessarily designed to generate leads as much as it makes you look great in front of the seller. The seller's going to share it with all of their friends. And then when you go on a listing presentation, you can show those people the quality work that you do.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just adding to your arsenal when you go into a listing appointment. But you know, people are proud of their homes. And so when you go in there and you hire a professional photographer and you do a video and you know, you share it with them, the first thing they do is share it with all of their friends and family. I
mentioned earlier, you are a top producer, top 20 of a brokerage that has 2,600 agents. You're very busy. You have 4 children. But you still maintain that education is key. You're committed to continuing to learn your craft and about real estate. Take us through some of the things that you do. What are the things that you focus on when it comes down to education?
So education is huge for real estate in order to really represent your client. So you know, when solar came out and the whole solar lease versus solar, you know, all
friends
of that
do
stuff.
not let friends buy solar.
Right, but you know, I mean, I don't have solar. I really needed to learn more about solar to really represent my clients to the best of my ability. So I started learning everything I could about solar. In order to best represent your client and to get the most closings, you need to know what's out there and how to really close.
All right, so I put you in a room full of brand new or newer agents, and I limit you and say you can only give them one piece of advice. What would be that one piece of advice?
Join a team.
There you go,
folks. Join a team. So honestly, when I was a new agent, I got my license in 2004. I started with Keller Williams. I was on a team for a year. My split was 50-50. It never changed. It was 50-50, whether it was my client, my friend, my family, whoever, or you know, a lead that I worked from that team leader. But I was a sponge. And the other thing too is I didn't have money for open house signs. I didn't have money for lock boxes. I didn't have money for advertising. So for a new person, I mean, really, you don't know what you don't know until you get into the weeds. I mean, you really don't.
Right. And so take us, what is next for the Potter team? And I love the fact, I love your marketing and branding. You obviously done a whole play on the Harry Potter. So take us through that process.
So we definitely want to expand. We want to have more agents on our team, and really focus on the West Valley. We definitely want to be the team that our clients call, and just do a higher level of service than what a lot of agents out there are used to for clients.
All right, so last question. Former carhop at Sonic. We just got delivered some Sonic. Let's critique her. What would you have done different? Could you have out-hopped our carhop?
She was pretty good. She was pretty cute. The only thing I would say is she did not have the rollerblades.
She did not. Well, I don't know how she would have fit in with the rollerblades.
Yeah, right. I know this is a pretty big truck.
Yeah, it's a huge truck for a huge guy.